Hey guys, thanks for joining me again this week. First, I want to congratulate you guys for sticking with me through this 60-day Warrior Mindset Challenge as we approach the finish line this week. This will be my last vlog for this challenge, but we still got 5 more days left in this challenge, so let's go ahead and finish strong and get right into it. Last week we talked about the importance of productivity, and I followed with some tips on how to improve your productivity. Today we're going to talk about entrepreneurship, okay? Some of you guys are following my mindset challenge because you guys have aspirations of starting your own business one day. This week I'm going to focus more about entrepreneurship, wealth building, and business and startup tips. Today I want to share with you guys 5 lessons of smart entrepreneurs. So the first lesson is to have what the 3% of the population has, you must be willing to do what the 3% population does. And the meaning is taking risks, okay? And taking educated risks, not taking blind risks. You cannot achieve something different if you're not willing to get outside your comfort zone and taking some sort of risk. You gotta also be willing to dream big, because small dreams have no magic. If your dreams do not scare you, then they're not big enough. Your dreams gotta be big enough to fill you with energy, to fill you with passion, and to motivate you to do something different and take action. And lastly, you gotta break free from the crowd. And this is the key. Entrepreneurship is something different. Not many of us pursue entrepreneurship. Most of the populations that have the employee mindset, and they're employees. So whenever, we try to leave a safe harbor and try to pursue something different, such as starting our own business, you're gonna receive a lot of criticism, and you're gonna actually hear, some of your friends and family try to stop you. But you gotta realize, to have what the 3% of the population has, you gotta be willing to walk away from the path the 97% of the population is already taken. You gotta be willing to walk a different path. The second lesson is to continue your self-education. Great entrepreneurs are learners and curious individuals by heart. They love to learn new things. The curiosity fuels the education. They just need to know how certain things work. Great entrepreneurs are not only well educated in their industry, but they also dabble into other industries. This is how you spot trends, how you make sound investments, and how you come up with great big ideas. The third lesson is to remember the power of ideas. The single greatest tip I can give you is to always have a journal, a book of ideas, or have an app for your phone to jot down your ideas, either for a new business or how to improve your current business venture or how to beat out your competition. Because ideas are going to come at you at any time, and if you fail to remember your idea, you just lost an idea that can propel you to the next level. So write down your ideas as soon as you get them. Even if you don't have the time to go in detail, just jot down a couple sentences and then review it later. Something that I like to do every time I come up with an idea is to write a couple powerful sentences that will spark my thought on that idea, and then once I have time, I will sit down and really think about it and write in detail about, is the market ready for this? What do I need to know and learn? How viable is this idea? When can this idea become fruitful? Who do I need to get in touch with? Who do I need to network with to make sure this happens? Even if you may not have the time right then and there to really think about the idea that just came across, just jot it down so you can review it later and so the idea does not escape you. The fourth lesson is to think outside the box. You really must embrace the power of thinking outside the box. This is the only way to stand out of the 97% of the population in the world. You gotta think and perform differently. If you're not thinking differently or taking different actions, then you're following, not leading. Look at Bill Gates. Look at Mark Zuckerberg, look at Steve Jobs, or look at Elon Musk. All these guys were told that they were crazy. All these guys were told that their ideas were stupid. All these guys were told that their business or service is not going to work out, that the world is not ready for their business or for their product or service, and that they're going to fail horribly. And if they listened to these people, we wouldn't have the iPhones, we wouldn't have Apple, we wouldn't have Google, we wouldn't have PayPal, we wouldn't have Facebook, heck, we wouldn't even have computers. And the same people that told them that they were crazy, that the ideas are not going to work, that they're going to fail horribly, are the same people now who idolize them, are the same people who love the products or services. So you got to think outside the box. One thing I really like to do is whenever a problem arises, I like to think about where the solution is and if I can monetize on that solution. The fifth and the final lesson is get used to being unliked, okay? This is my favorite and the toughest lesson I've learned. In the beginning, I had trouble with trying to please people, trying to seek people's approval of my vision. But in reality, the 97% of the population will just eat you out alive, okay? It's not because your idea or your vision is bad. It's because you're thinking differently. It's because they're jealous that you are ready to leave the crowd and leave that norm, or because you're about to disrupt the status quo. You have to develop a tough skin if you plan on being an entrepreneur. You're gonna hear more no's and deal with more rejection than you ever hear more yeses or gain approval. A mark of a great leader or an entrepreneur is a man who's disliked, criticized or even hated by among his peers or his competition. The reason there's so much animosity is because you're about to disrupt the status quo, because they're not ready for the change that you're about to cause. They're not ready for the bar you just raised for them to compete on. So they're going to try to bring you down. You have to realize when there's so much criticism and hatred, it's not because of who you are or your vision. It's because you're doing world-class work, okay? The most successful people in the world are the most unlike people in the world. I don't have any habits for you guys to pick up this week, but I do encourage you guys to read Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. This book single-handedly created thousands of millionaires in this country and actually across the world. This book will change your life, will change how you think about entrepreneurship. I've yet to finish this book, but when I do, please stay tuned to my blog for my findings. But so far, this book has been amazing. It's actually really opened up my eyes on how I see business and how I see entrepreneurship. That's all I have for you guys today. Like I said earlier, this week I'm going to focus more on entrepreneurship, wealth building, business and startup tips. And again, I really want to congratulate you guys for completing the 60-day Warrior Mindset Challenge with me. This 8-week journey with you guys was very humbling and a tremendous experience. I enjoyed connecting with you guys, learning about where you guys are currently in your life and where your aspirations are. You guys are truly the reason why I do what I do. You guys are my inspiration every morning. You guys are the reason why I have not given up. And you guys are the reason why I will continue my progress to prove to you guys that anyone can, be successful, that anyone can have an odd or different background and still make it. And I want to be that living example for you guys. So that's the reason why I will continue this challenge and continue my growth and continue my progress is because of you guys. And there's a couple people I really want to thank. If it wasn't for them, I don't think this mindset challenge would have even existed. The first person I want to thank is Jenny Patel for proofreading all my blog posts before I post them up. If it wasn't for her, you guys would be reading my writing in a 6-year-old writing style, and you guys will have a tough time understanding me or understanding what I'm trying to portray. And the second person I would really like to thank is Mickey Verdi for filming and editing my vlogs, for him to make me look good in front of you guys. And if it wasn't for him, I don't think I would have even created this 60-day Warrior Mindset Challenge. And lastly, I want to thank you guys for sticking through this challenge with me. Like I said, you guys are my inspiration. You guys are the reason why I do this. And I hope this journey helped you as much as it helped me. I do plan on having many other challenges up ahead. I do plan on having another 60-day mindset challenge later this year, as along with other challenges I have in mind. So please stay tuned. I also do plan on continuing writing on my blog. So please stay tuned for more motivation, for more tips, and also I will share my progress throughout this year. I hope you guys continue to practice what you learned during this challenge and in pursuit to make sure that this year is your absolute best year ever. And with that, as always, unleash your inner warrior, fight, and fight some more. Thank you.